Guys, let's get some more practice today. If you noticed, as we went through every homework problems, we went through things yesterday, I always said to you, divide by A is that second step, but we never had it. So today we're going to focus on ones that actually have the A. If students mess up anything on this process is they forget to divide by A. And if you forget to divide by A, then everything else is wrong. It won't factor to a perfect square if you don't divide by A. All right, so step one, move your C value to the other side. So 5x squared plus 20x, yep, equals 80. Okay, so this is the same process we were doing yesterday. We're still completing the square. We still want to get it so it's something squared equals a number, like same process. It just, now we have an A value. Yesterday when I taught it to you, we just didn't have it. Okay, because it sometimes makes things more complicated. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, next step is divide by A. You divide everything by A. And I want to make sure you're understanding. When I'm dividing by A, even if it doesn't divide nice, which this one does, even if it doesn't, you still have to divide them and have fractions. Okay? So that gives me x squared plus 4x equals 16. There's Quincy. They were having a whole, and we're like, I thought Quincy was here. They're like, I think she was on the bus. But then you weren't in here, so they were concerned. All right, back to this problem. All right, so now we're really back to where we were yesterday, right? But do you understand why we have to divide by A? Whenever we factor, it's always x plus or minus a number, right? So if I'm factoring and I got a 5 here, that's never going to factor into something squared. So we have to divide by the A. Then we're ready for our B over 2. My B is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. Squared, 4. We're going to add 4 to both sides. Why do we do that? Yeah. To balance the equation, has to go to both sides. Why else do I do it? To get it to factor to a perfect square. Right? Now this will factor perfectly. How does it factor? Plus 2. There's your sign. There's your number. 16 plus 4 gives me 20. Next is your square root. Square root of both sides. So we get x plus 2. It is 2 radical 5. Again, if you're not sure, that's 2 and 10, 2 and 5. We got a pair of 2s. Pairs come out. Single 5, single stay in. And don't forget your plus minus. Yeah, we divide by whatever your A value is. That step that we keep saying but never actually do yesterday. Whatever the A value is, we divide everything by it. No, I'm not going to forget it. I need to move that over there. So negative 2 plus or minus 2 radical 5. Keep going or stop? Stop. So is it really much different than yesterday? No, not really. It's just that divide by A. Can you see where it could be kind of ugly dividing by A? Yeah, if you divide by a number that doesn't divide nice, you could get some crazy fractions. All right, let's look at 12. Step 1, move C to the other side. It's already there. Next step, divide by A, which in this case is 3. So we have x squared minus 6x equals 15. Guys, please do me a favor. Don't try to do numerous steps at once, okay? Some of you, I think, kind of did that yesterday. You tried to, like, factor and add to the other side, like, all at the same time. Don't. Now we're at the B over 2 stage. So my B value is 6 divided by 2 squared. What's 3 squared? 9. You have to add 9 to both sides. Guys, let me see that step. Even me, again, I do math all the time. I do a lot of stuff in my head. I still write it down. Yeah. When you're dividing in an equation, you have to divide everything. Same if you're multiplying an equation, you multiply everything. Yeah, it's got to be fair. All right, we do this, so now this will factor. How does it factor? 3. Yep, so it's a number right there. Equals. It's 24. Shouldn't have been the hard question for the day there, guys. There's like, I don't know. Okay, what do we do next? Square root. Square root of x minus 3 squared. Very nice. Hold on real quick. Does anyone need me to show you where the 2 radical 6 came from? It is just a factor tree. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. If not, just ask. All right, and then you get x by itself. Keep going or stop. Very nice. Skip what step, Noah? Stop. No, what happens all the time when you try to skip steps? You just said I skip it. Thank you. Be careful, Noah. You don't show a lot of work a lot of times, and that gets you in trouble. 13. Why don't you guys try 13 on your own? They still work out pretty nice. Okay, nothing gets crazy there. All right, let's talk through number 13 then. See how we did. What's your first step? Good, move the 14. So 2x squared plus 8x equals 14. Good, divide by your a value. So x squared plus 4x equals 7. Then what? Good, b over 2, which is 2 squared. So I add 4 to both sides. Good, this factor, how does it factor? Squared equals, then, gotta radical it. What do we get? Thank you. And then? How'd we do? Yay? Did I hear a pretty bad? Hold on. Oh, you factored it wrong there. Do you make your little side note? Did you have a 2 inside your little parenthesis? And you just didn't look at it? Stop it. Look at that thing. Well, if nothing else, guys, think about what you're doing. If I asked you to factor this, right? You'd be like, well, 2 sets of parentheses, both plus. X squared would be x and x. 4, that's 1 and 4, or 2 and 2. Which one gives me a 4? 2 and 2. So that's why you have 2 of these. That's why it's x plus 2 squared. Just remember what you're actually doing there. Yeah, we like our little side notes. All right, let's take a look at 14. Why does this one right from the get-go kind of give people, I don't know. Yeah, when you're dividing by your a value, you can see that right away it's not going to be pretty. That's okay. Let's go with the first step. Let's move the 5. So 4x squared minus 12x equals negative 5. Good? Then what? Good. Now divide by 4. All right, so we get x squared minus 3x over 4. All right, then your b value stuff. All right, so 3 divided by 2. Oh. Squared. So we're going to add 9/4. And again, if you're not comfortable with fractions, can you use a calculator? Please do, okay? It's totally fine. How does this factor? Good. If you're unsure on how on earth does that equal 1, the already common denominator is negative 5 plus 9 is 4, and 4 over 4 is 1. And then square root. So we get x minus 3 over 2 equals square root of 1 is 1. I tell you what, more students will miss that darn radical 1 than anything else. Square root of 1, they'll like radical 1, and I'll say minus 1. Square root of 1 is 1. So then x equals, keep going or stop? Keep going, there's no radical there. 3 over 2 plus 1. 5 over 2. 3 over 2 minus 1 is no. Good. See, I think ahead to these things. I try to like help you guys out so that later on you're like, oh, you never showed me how to do this. Yeah, I did. What is this? What do I do with this? What do you think? What's step 1? X is on one side, C on the other, right? So let's move some stuff. So you have to subtract 2x squared. You're going to have to subtract the 7x. And I have to move the 1. If you like to do this in multiple steps, be my guest. I'm lazy. I don't want to. I'll do it all at once. So we get 3x squared minus 9x equals negative 1. All right, you're moving all the x's to one side, the c value, your non-x's to the other. So it looked insane from the start, but once you kind of move things, how'd it look? Okay, not bad. All right, so once you move everything, what's my next step? Good, divide by 3. You got to divide by that a value. So x squared minus 3x equals negative 1/3. All right, then what? What? B over 2. There you go. So 3 over 2. Oh, that's a fraction. Squared. 9/4. Okay. So how does that factor then? Be 23 over 12. Did you put negative 1/3 in parentheses plus 9 over 4 in parentheses? You multiplied. Yeah, multiplying would be negative 3/4. Yeah, we're adding them. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns there? Oh, they'll get worse than this on tomorrow's assignment. Tomorrow's assignment's all in class. So hopefully we have time today. All right, from here, what do I do? Square root. Fractions, top, bottom. They are two separate problems when you have fractions, okay? So we get x minus 3 over 2 equals square root of 23. I can't do anything. So plus or minus radical 23. I can't do anything. Radical 12. That's 2 radical 3. But I can't leave a radical on the bottom. So we have to multiply top and bottom by radical 3. So x minus 3 over 2 equals plus or minus radical 69 over what? 6. Very nice. Because radical 3 times radical 3 is 3 times 2 gives me 6. And then your last step, add the 3 over 2. I like this problem because it takes like everything we've done and puts it all into one problem. Yeah. But here's the thing that helps you out is go step by step. Guys, I gave you the yellow papers. We wrote down step by step how to do this. Please read it. I have students all the time who'll come over like, I don't know how to do this. And I just point at their paper. And they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, seriously? Did you need me to point at your paper? Like, look at it. Trey? The common denominator is 12. Okay, so I know you do things you do them without a calculator. So you would have to make both of them over 12. So this one, hold on, multiply by 4, multiply by 4, multiply by 3. So then that gives you 23. Did you have a math error over here? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Does that make sense then? Okay. All right. So how are we feeling with this problem? I know it's hard. There's a lot with it. Everything that we've done kind of intermixed. But is there a part on here, though, that we're like, I don't know where I did something? Okay. Take a look at this one. Do me a favor, before we even start it, please put a star next to this and write look at on Friday. Okay? Because you have a couple problems tomorrow for the assignment I'm going to leave for you guys that kind of show up like this problem does, where they're just a little confusing because of what's going on. You have an example to look back at, okay? We're going to do this together. I think Cole just realized where it gets a little funky, right? Oh, it's weird. You can use your calculator, yeah. All right, so let's go through it, though, kind of step by step and see where it gets a little weird. What's your first step? Bless you. Good. We're going to add the 15. So 5x squared minus 3x equals, add the 15. We get 25. Okay? Then what? Divide by 5. Yes, it is. So x squared, your b value is 3 over 5x equals 5. And we've dealt with fractions, but why is this b value weird? Yes. Now, I also want to caution you. If your b value is like 3 over 2 to begin with, you still would have to divide it by 2. Okay? Just because it has a little divide by 2 underneath it, if that's the original b value, you still have to divide it. All right, but at this point, let's kind of talk about what happens here. So your b value is 3/5. We have to divide it by 2. What's 3/5 divided by 2? It's 3/10. So those of you real quick who do things in your head, what am I really doing dividing by 2? Yeah, you multiply the denominator by 2. So I went from 3/5 to 3/10. You multiplied that bottom by 2. But again, grab your calculator, you can type it in. Bless you. So then what is 3/10 squared? 9 over 100. So you're going to add 9 over 100. Has everyone started this problem and put a note on there that says look at on Friday? Okay. Because again, I won't be here tomorrow. I wanted to throw this at you today so that you had one that you can kind of refer back to. All right, so how does it factor? And again, aren't we happy for our side note? It makes that way easier. Equals 509 would be 509. You can't. So is it possible some of your numbers get a little big? Technically, that number's not big at all. It's just over 5. If you want to get technical, it's really not that big. Yeah, how did you think it was a 0? Okay, yeah, there's a 10. I know, we've done so many where it's already been a 0 over there. All right, what's your next step? The thingy. This thingy? Square root top, square root bottom, write it twice, top and bottom. So we get x minus 3/10 equals it doesn't. Radical 10 or 10? 10. Add the 3/10 over. Where did it get crazy? The b value. So if your b value is a fraction, do you still have to divide it by 2? Yes. What if it started out as 3/2? You still have to divide it by 2. Everybody got that in their head for tomorrow? Somebody at least needs to remember that so that when everybody in here goes, I don't do this problem, somebody can be like, hey, stupid, remember yesterday? Got that? Josh, you got that? Quincy, Peyton, got that? All right, just making sure someone's got that so we can move on tomorrow. I don't know.